Ladies and gentlemen, may I speak?
He in a dark place.
May I speak?
Yeah.
I'm not interested in any of those points. None of y'all are wrong. Not one of y'all. Y'all are not wrong. I want y'all to take into consideration what I'm looking at. I applaud the job that Matt LaFleur has done in Green Bay. But he was the offensive coordinator of the 27th ranked offense in the National Football League when he got the job. There is a guy in Arizona by the name of Cliff Kingsbury. He was under 500 in college football and got a head coaching job. Today, we are talking about a wide receivers coach who has never even been a coordinator in the National Football League. And he's now going to be the head coach in the media capital of the world for a New York Giants franchise. And there are 3 African-American head coaches in the National Football League.
Yo, Jim Caldwell is not hired.
Wait a minute.
Chris Richard.
Hold on, guys.
Sorry, yep.
There is Mike Tomlin in Pittsburgh. The man's won 65% of his games and has never had a losing season. There is Anthony Lynn, who struggled this year because Phillip Rivers ain't what he once was. But he was in the divisional playoff round last year. He's the reason Lamar Jackson went home early, okay? And Brian Flores is in Miami coaching a team that none of us thought would win a damn game. We were actually having a debate as to whether or not this would be the worst team in the history of the National Football League. And the man won 5 games, including 2 playoff teams he beat this year. He actually beat more playoff teams this year than the Buffalo Bills did.
And was a coordinator.
Okay? And was coordinator, okay? But for some reason, there is a Rooney rule in place, and still this kind of stuff is happening. I want to announce on national television that I personally am going to take it upon myself, whether it's to communicate with the NFL league office, whether it's to communicate with owners, whether it's to sit up here and raise holy hell, whether it's to recruit my contemporaries in this business to address it. We got a problem. This is some BS. Ain't no way around this. We moving in a reverse direction. We moving in a reverse direction. Black men are not being treated fairly in the National Football League. Somebody got to say it. Somebody got to say it. You got to be kidding me. When the stuff that has happened over the last year, for this stuff to go on and we just gonna sit up here and have a sports conversation. No, I ain't having no damn sports conversation at this particular moment. Something wrong. Now, the National Football League or somebody else, we got to change this Rooney rule. It's bogus, clearly, because it's being bypassed. The original intent, what it was intended to produce, is being circumvented. And black men in the National Football League are being ostracized from key positions in the National Football League. Somebody needs to say it. The NFL, league owners, the world of sports, sports talk television, sports radio, y'all are going to be hearing from me. Something got to be done. Something got to be done.
Just to be very clear, you're not saying anything against Joe Judge or
not
any,
at all.
Or
Not
any,
at
or
all.
any guy, because the
Nothing
point
to
is
do with
this.
it.
I totally agree with that point. The point is this. Some guys may surprise you. Oh, look, that turned out he was a great hire.
Yeah.
But the point is the African-American candidate will never have a chance to surprise you because he'll never be plucked from the ranks of,
Not from a wide receiver coach.
coach
It's a head
and
coach.
given the chance. Right. In 1976, Sugar Ray Leonard was turning pro with a gold medal, Olympic gold medal. And Muhammad Ali came to him and said, hire Angelo Dundee, the great Hall of Fame trainer. Said he has the complexion and the connections. That was 1976. It's 2020, and still the complexion gets you the connection.
See, and here's this is so great that it led to this because what disappoints everybody, you know, like I'm one of those people where I would sit back and be like, yo, this is what it is. Like we all know this what it is. We all know this is the system, this the way things work.
Not right.
It's not supposed to be that in sports. Sports has been the traditional trendsetter in changing the temperature. It's been that in every way. Like when you think about it from the beginning, and people will say, well, how does a head coaching conversation go to this point? Eric Bieniemy is still not hired,
Richard.
who is revered. Chris Richard. You just had
Carwell.
Leftwich be a coordinator in Tampa. Read it however you
From a
want to
league
read
that's
it.
75% African American.
But the fact that this hire is made based upon connections is the issue I have. That's why I brought it up.
Not qualification.
I brought it up that way, not qualification. So now we got to go with the presumption that Joe Judge does a good job, as opposed to what Stephen A is saying, candidates that we've seen that are black do a good job. Why does that jump happen based upon what we've seen?
And you know what else you're saying? Because you're asking a question, and it's almost rhetorical because we know the answer. You know, we could sit up there and talk about Max. That's a great line in terms of the complexion that you brought up. But it also comes down to this. You're not trusting black men to lead black men. Because the National Football League is primarily black. So what you trying to say? What are you trying to say? And, again, it's not like there's 32 jobs, so black folks make up, 13, 14% of the population. So that means, 10 coaches need to be black. It's not about that. But when you only have 3, and people who are being promoted are dudes who didn't pay their dues, we might have had questions about McCarthy. But nobody questioned his credentials.
Nope.
Nobody questioned whether or not his resume warranted him having a job. There's no reason to bring up racial discrepancies when it comes to Mike McCarthy. He's a Super Bowl champion, went to the playoffs 9 times in 13 years. He's been a head coach on this level before. But Cliff Kingsbury can sit up there. You didn't bring Urban Meyer or Nick Saban. I'm talking basic fairness. You talk about Cliff Kingsbury. I don't have anything against that man either. But you under 500 on the college level, you get an NFL head coaching job. You talk about I ain't going to bring up LaFleur because they ain't fair. At least he was a coordinator in the National Football League. But now this, wide receivers coach? Thanks for watching ESPN on YouTube.
For more sports highlights and analysis, be sure to download the ESPN app.
And for live streaming sports and premium content, subscribe to ESPN Plus.